Good morning, everyone. Welcome. I had a whole bunch of you take the last class afterwards. So if that's happening again, you're going to need the same props that you needed the last time. We're going to need a pillow or bolster, or I was actually thinking if you have a foam roller, that actually will work too. And then either a strap, a towel, or a t-shirt. Any of those things will work. Basically, you need to be able to grab like about a foot distance between the two. We're going to start on our mats, sitting cross-legged. I like to sit up on a block, but on the floor is totally fine. All right, buddy. You have to sit down and be a good boy. All right. Sitting nice and tall. Starting to do some nice shoulder rolls. Just kind of noticing the breath as it travels in and out. And forward. As we do this practice today, I'm going to ask you to extend those inhales and exhales, swinging those arms back and forth, warming up those shoulders. This week, we're focusing on twists, digestion, and some restorative work. Good. Take the neck down to the chest. And then the chin up to the sky. Giving a slight bend in that upper spine. And then over to the shoulder. And the other shoulder. You're going to do some half circles. Just going shoulder to shoulder, not all the way back. I don't want you to strain that neck. Our spines and our necks are so fragile. Good, shake it out. Go ahead and inhale, take those arms overhead, interlace the fingertips and really press them up towards the ceiling. Your gaze is up, filling those lungs full of air and out. Inhale and exhale. One more in and out. Good, and take it over to the side, stretching out that side body. And the other side. One more each side. And the other side. Good. If you have anything on your mat, go ahead and clear it off. We're actually going to come down to our back. Soles of the feet are going to touch. You're going to butterfly those knees out. Both hands on the belly. And again, just becoming more aware of our breathing. Long inhale. And exhale. One more in. And out. Take those arms overhead. The palms are going to be facing up. Go ahead and shut the eyes. I just want you to start to stretch out that back. And as we're here, I want you to set an intention for your practice. It could be a word, a quote. Basically, it's a goal that is present-based for your practice today. And as you do that, I am going to turn off the notifications on my computer because I can hear them. 2 more breaths here. 1 more. Good. Taking the arms back to that belly. Long breath. And out. Go ahead and extend both legs out to the corners of the mat. Then pull in that right knee, giving it a squeeze. And alternate to the other one. And switch. Last time on each side. Good. Rock to a seated position. We're gonna come to all fours. So again, if you have anything on the mat, go ahead and clear it off. You're gonna stack those hips right over the knees. Fingertips are gonna be wide. You're gonna externally rotate those wrists out just a little bit. As you inhale, you're gonna drop that belly, lift that chin. Exhale, pushing all the air out, arch that spine. Inhale, drop that belly. Exhale, arch, rounding that spine, pushing all the air out. Few more of these at your own pace, but long inhales and exhales. Inhale. Good, and exhale. We're gonna do one more. Long breath in. And out. Go ahead and sink your butt back towards your heels. Zip those knees together. And I want you to place your hands so that they're, if you look up at me, that they're crossed in front of you. You're gonna rest your forehead on those forearms. This is a variation of child's pose. Three more breaths here. Last one. Coming back to all fours, you're gonna inhale. On the exhale, tucking those toes, lift those hips first, downward facing dog, keeping those knees soft, pedal out those feet, just getting warmed up. Then coming up on your tippy toes, bend both of those knees, your gaze is at the top of your mat. And then straighten those knees, not locking them, but straightening them as much as you can. Up on those toes, bend both knees, look towards the top of your mat. Straighten both legs. One more on the toes, bending those knees. And straighten. 3 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, in and out. Take baby steps towards your hands. And then you're going to catch opposite elbows and just hang like a rag doll. Let your sides sway side to side like a tree. Make sure that neck is loose. Shake it, yes, no. Keeping those knees soft. Releasing the hands, slowly come rolling up to a stand. Your shoulders come last, they come up, back, and down. Go ahead and shake it out. Standing nice and tall in Tadasana, your feet are hip width distance apart. And if you're new to my class, Tadasana, it looks like just like you're standing, but it's a very intentional standing. Your thighs are slightly tensed. If you picture your feet as a rectangle, your toes are the corners, the upper corners, your heels are the back corners, and really playing with those corners until you find like the most stable way of standing. This is how we begin and end every vinyasa. So standing nice and tall in Tadasana. Inhale, swing those arms up. Exhale, we're gonna fold over, keep those knees soft. Coming up on those fingertips, lengthen that spine to a tabletop. On the exhale, you're gonna place your hands down. You're gonna step back with your left, then your right into a plank. Go ahead and take those knees to the mat. Untuck those toes, hugging those elbows towards your rib cage. Slowly lower yourself all the way onto your belly. Take your cheek to the mat. Give those hips a rock back and forth. And then with those hands under the shoulder blades, inhale, we're gonna come up to a baby cobra. Just the upper chest is off the mat. Pulling those shoulder blades out. Exhale back down. Inhale up, baby cobra. Exhale back down. Last one. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale back down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Full belly, upper thighs come off the mat. Exhale all the way back down. Inhale up, upward facing dog. Maybe try to pull those thighs up so that you're just on your toes. Exhale all the way back down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tuck those toes, lift those hips, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Downward facing dog is one of those poses that feels really hard at first, and then it will start to feel like a really good stretch, a really relaxing pose. Take baby steps to the top of the mat and roll to a stand. Shoulders come last. Shake it out, grab water if you need it. I am actually trying. I bought these C4 Starburst energy drinks. I normally do like a pre-workout, but I ran out of it. But they're so sweet that I have to cut it with like seltzer, which probably defeats the whole purpose of it. Standing nice and tall in Tadasana. Swinging those arms up. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen that spine. You're up on your fingertips. Exhale, step it back to plank. Hover here for a breath. And then hugging those elbows in, lower yourself slowly to the mat. All the way to your belly. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck those toes all the way up to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and take those knees to the mat. They're going to go wide. Your big toes are going to touch behind. Press it back to a child's pose. Resting here for several breaths. Come back to that intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. Long, deep inhales and exhales. Two more here. Last one. Inhale, coming up to all fours, stacking those hips right over those knees. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Pouring all the weight into your left foot. Take the right foot up to the sky. Go ahead and open up that hip to the side, bending that knee. Squaring those hips, take that right leg down. One breath here. And then take that left leg up to the sky. Go ahead and open up that hip to the side. Squaring those hips, take that left leg down. Take 2 long breaths here. Last one. Baby steps, top of the mat. And roll to a stand. We go into our warrior series. So starting again in Tadasana, maybe take a couple steps towards the top of your mat. You're going to step back with that right foot. It's going to be at a 45 to your mat. You're going to square those hips to the top of the mat. Bending that left knee, it's going to stack right over the ankle. Arms come up, warrior one. Try to distribute your weight right in the middle so that you're not pitching too forward or too back. Inhale. And exhale. One more in. And out. Inhale, give it a slight rise. Exhale, rebend that knee. Inhale, slight rise. Exhale, bend that knee. 2 more, slight rise. Bending that knee. Last one, in and out. Inhale, straighten that front knee. We're going to open the arms up. Lengthen that stride just a little bit. Rebending that front knee. The gaze is over going to be the front fingertips. Give that back arm a glance. Make sure it's parallel to the floor. And breathing here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, straighten that front knee, flip that palm, and take the warrior back, really reaching towards that ceiling. One more here. The arms swing wide, rock the hips to the back of your mat as you reach towards the front of your mat, and then we're going to pivot to triangle. Your gaze can be neutral or it can be up at the sky. One more breath. Swing those arms up. Rebend that front knee. You're going to swing the arms again. The left hand's going to come to your thigh, the shin, or all the way to the floor. This is called side angle. Gaze is up at those right fingertips. One more breath here. Go ahead and swing those arms. Bend that back knee, step it up to the right or to the left foot so that both feet are top of the mat into Tadasana. Bend both knees as you swing the arms up for a chair pose. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, take your hands to heart center and twist over that shoulder. Breathe in here. Right here is beautiful. If you want a little bit more of a twist, take that right hand to the mat and the left to the sky, or vice versa if you're twisting over the other shoulder. Long breath in and out. Good. Hands to heart center, straightening those legs. Shake it out. We're going to do everything on the other side now. Taking that left foot back at center 45, square those hips to the top of the mat, bending that right knee, stack it right over that ankle. Arms come up, warrior one. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come up a little bit. Exhale, rebend that knee. Inhale, up a little bit. Exhale, bend that knee. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fall. Inhale, straighten that right knee, open the arms up, lengthen that stride just a little bit. Rebending that right knee, gaze over the front fingertips. Arms are parallel to the floor. Relax those shoulders. We tend to let the shoulders creep up in the warrior series. Really relax down into it. With the warrior series, the poses do the work for you. One more breath here. And out. Inhale, straighten that knee. Flip the palm and take the warrior back. Good. Arms swing wide. Hip rocks to the back of the mat, really reaching towards the front. So we pivot to triangle. Gaze can be neutral or it can be up at that hand. One more breath here. And out. Inhale, the arms swing, rebending that front knee. They're going to swing again. Hands going to come to the thigh, the shin, or all the way to the floor for a side angle. We're really opening it up, twisting out. Good. One more. Arms come up. Bending that back knee, step to the top of the mat, both feet. Bending both knees, swing those arms up. Chair pose. Hands come to heart center, you twist over the opposite shoulder. You can stay right here, this is great, or you can extend those arms out. Good, one more breath. And heart center. Straighten those legs, shake them out, grab water. My little love, you're in the way. You have to move off the mat, but you can stay right there. Good boy. Good job. Going into our balancing series, we're going to work on half moon. If you have a block or a box or something that'll raise your hand a little bit off the floor, I recommend it, just because half moon is a more advanced pose. And it's harder if you're reaching all the way to the floor. So I usually like to stack my block mid-height. You can come all the way up. From here, you're going to stand, actually, let's do the right side first. So you're going to take that right foot back at a 45 like you were before. You're gonna reach down for that block with the left hand, bend that knee. And as you lift that right leg, you're gonna straighten this left knee. So go ahead and watch me do it. And then this right arm comes up, woo, see? Take your time doing it. Even if your right leg can only come up a couple inches, that's totally fine. And then the right arm comes up. The gaze can be at the floor, which is where mine is, or up to the ceiling. Trying to hold this for 3 breaths. Good. Taking the right leg down. We're going to switch it to the other side. That left leg's going to come back. Right hand is on the block. Bending those knees. Lift that left leg. And actually, if you want to take that left hand down, you can. This might actually be easier for everyone if both hands are down. It's not exactly the right pose, but it's close enough. Or you can take that left hand to the sky. 3 breaths. Good. Slowly coming down. Move that block off your mat if you have one. And all of us are going to meet in a downward facing dog. Take your time getting there. Taking a few breaths here. Even taking it into a child's pose if you need to. All of these twists and balancing poses aren't as they're not like cardio as far as intensity, but they're very intense on the muscles. 2 more breaths here. Last one. If you're in a child's pose, go ahead and meet us in downward facing dog. We're going to set up for pigeon. You're going to take that right leg to the sky. The knee is going to bend. You're going to swing that leg through and cross it in front so that that right foot comes to that left hip flexor right here. And then you're going to be up nice and tall in those fingertips and extending that back leg out so that it's totally flat. You're going to fold over this. If this is a lot of strain underneath your butt, you can use a block or a pillow and just place it underneath. It'll take some of the strain off of it. But fold over this and just relax here. Pigeon is also one of those poses. Just being in the pose does the work for you. Three more breaths here. Last one. Good. Tuck those back toes. You're going to swing that right leg all the way up and back down to downward facing dog. And then we're going to do pigeon on the other side. The left leg is going to come up. The knee's going to bend. You're going to carry that leg through, crossing it in front. That left foot's going to come to that right hip so that your leg is as parallel as you can get it without hurting yourself. Then extending that back leg flat, up on your fingertips, nice and tall. Placing something underneath if you need to, and then folding over it. Two more breaths here. Tuck those back toes, coming up on those fingertips, swinging that left leg back and down. Downward facing dog for 2 breaths. Good, then go ahead and come to the knees. You're gonna swing those feet in front of you, coming to a seated position. Go ahead and grab that pillow or bolster or a foam roller. You're going to place it right behind you. Sorry to interrupt you, Zeppelin. Sitting up nice and tall. It's right up against your lower spine. And then you're going to slowly roll back. The knees can stay butterflied out like this, crossed, or you can take the knees up. Whatever's most comfortable, just giving a light back bend. Breathing nice and deep, hands can be on the stomach. Good. Take that right leg. You're going to cross that ankle over that knee and just let that hip open. Good. Take that right sole down. Left ankle's going to come up. It's going to come across. It's going to drape itself over that knee. Just stretching out these hip flexors. And then taking both soles down. They touch, the knees butterfly out. This is Supta Baddha Konasana. It's a wonderful pose to start your day with. Just laying like this, maybe with a pillow under your neck in the morning. It's a really good like meditation pose. Come back to that intention. How your body feels. Good. Crossing those ankles, you're going to roll to a seated position. Going to take that cushion away and grab that strap, t-shirt or towel. I'm just going to call it prop from now on so I don't have to say all the things. Go ahead and roll all the way into your back. Tuck those knees into your chest. Give that full spinal rock back and forth. Good. And then catching the toes of your right foot, you're going to let the left sole come all the way down to the mat. I'm going to straighten that right leg, pulling back on that leg. I don't want sharp pain, but I do want a little tension there. You'll know when you've hit your limit. Just breathe here. Stretching at the back of the legs. It's a place we don't stretch out very often. Good. Then take your left foot in and swap them out. Taking the right foot down and stretching back that left foot. For most people, they'll have one leg that's more flexible than the other. Good. Take that right foot back in. You're gonna have both feet in now. Straightening those legs, pull it back until your lower spine lifts off the mat. Good. Release those feet to the floor. Go ahead and clear that prop away. Windshield wiper those knees back and forth. Then extending that left leg all the way flat. Pull that right knee into the chest. Using that left hand, you're going to draw that knee across your body into a twist, opening up that right arm like a wing. Two more breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. One more in. And out. Hug both those knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze. Extend that right leg flat to the mat. Taking that right hand, draw the left knee across your body. Open up that left arm like a wing. Three more breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Last one in. And out. Hug both those knees into the chest. Rock gently to a seated position. Grab that pillow or bolster or foam roller. And I want you to put it up towards the top of the mat. We're going to use this as a cushion right where our neck is. And then rolling back so that the back of your head and your neck is cushioned. So there's just a little rise to it. And then extend both legs all the way to the corners of the mat. Take those arms up and overhead. Give it a big stretch. Good. And let the arms fall alongside the body. Wherever's most comfortable, your eyes are shut. Letting go of those long inhales and exhales. And just relaxing. I'm going to take a nice Shavasana here. If you find that your neck is under too much strain with that cushion, you can remove it. But I think for most, this will be a really nice rest. And I'll bring you out of it when it's time. But just be here in your body. You've done all the work. Now I just want you to let the floor support you. And slowly we're coming back, moving those fingers and toes, the wrists and ankles. Take those arms overhead, big good morning stretch. And then turning over onto your right side, you can cushion your head with that pillow or your arm. And when you're ready, making your way to a seated position, legs are crossed, hands are going to be on the knees. Eyes shut. We're going to take 2 breaths to close the class. Long inhale. Exhale, sigh. One more inhale. Exhale, sigh. We did a lot of twists and muscle building stretches today. And a lot of times with twists in yoga, they tend not to just work the muscles, but it'll also stir up some emotions. So be gentle with yourself in the next few days. Drink your water, get some protein. If you find yourself sore, legs up the wall is wonderful to do for even 10 minutes. Child's pose, things like that. Namaste. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope to see you next week.